Alright, as I mentioned in a few other videos, I do love getting to showcase the whole variety of DCS aircraft. For better or worse, I do own them all. Definitely worse for my bank balance, but yeah, I do love getting to learn them as I go too, and get re-familiar or actually get up to speed for the first time. And for some reason, this here Viggen is one that I haven't actually learnt properly. After all this time, I've had it since launch, and for some reason I've only tinkered about with it here and there, but never sat down and properly learned it, which I did yesterday, to the extent you can in one day. But yeah, I got up to speed a fair bit with it, and I'm not sure, maybe it's the mission planning aspect of it that hasn't really got me flying it all that often. It's not something you can just jump in and without a bit of a plan behind it and setting it up in either the editor. Although you can do it in the F10 map, set up some waypoints and set your target waypoint and all that in this F10 map. But anyway, we're going on a mission today. We're in the Caucasus. Have been a while since I've done any mission there. It's been used to death over the years, but I still love it. Still one of my favorites. And I'm over at Vaziani here. I'm going to be taking off and flying north into Russia. So the previous day we had a couple of F-15s get shot down, or one of them got shot down just south of the border. A couple of Russian fighters took it out. Now we're going on a retaliatory strike over the border here and hitting Beslan airfield. We've got reports on the satellite that they've got a few jets along the parking bays here that we're going to try hit. And yeah, we're going to go in low. We're only a one ship. We're going to stay under the radar. We've got some SAM sites out at Mozdok and Naushik. So we're going to have to go in, do a quick strike and get out. That's the plan. So yeah, let's jump in the cockpit and have a look. So the Viggen, it looks bloody complicated, and in a lot of respects it is, and other respects not so much. The actual start up and getting set up to deploy is not too bad, not worse than I thought. You've got all these different sorts of variations to what you're used to, which is cool for this one. So you've got this little weapon stick that you control your RB75s, the Maverick variants with, and I've got my 3D Pro actually set up on the desk here to simulate that third stick. And yeah, you get the data computer, which is probably the most complicated aspect of it, working out all that. But yeah, very cool. Got some coming up the taxiway here. Looks like a couple of F4s. Got a bit of a period mission going on here. I reckon give it within 5 years we'll have an announcement of the F4 in DCS, but we can hope for in the meantime. Alright, so start up. Oh, first of all, weapons wise, on the racks here I've got these little beauties, the going off memory, the M71 high drag bombs with a chute. And they don't look like much, but ooh, I love them. And I've got the RB24s on the wing, and that big sucker of a fuel tank. So yeah, beautiful looking jet. Made by Heatblur. Was it still Heatblur, or was it before Heatblur? Pretty sure. I'm thinking Heatblur's in my head for it. Definitely same team. Most of the same team behind the F14. You can got the same, very much the same feel to it. So you've got the F14, you'll be right at home. The other reason I'm in this is it's on a very good sale price at the moment, 50% off. So if anyone's watching this, jump on it. Okay, start up. Got to think for yourself. Ground crew. Electrical power is always good.
Copy. Ground power is now on.
Ground power on. Alright, so at the back here we've got your data cartridge. So we're going to slot that in. Once that's in, I've got the main power and I've got the low pressure fuel valve. Let's shut the master warning up. Over here I've got near it spooling up in the background there. Over here I've got the, actually, let's do our lights check. Yoink. There's the F4's taken off. 1D. Alright, good check on those. I'm going to whack the generator switch on. I'm going to put my taxi lights on. Let's get some interior light in. Don't think it's really going to show up because it's not that dark. Instrument lights up. Now here the data computer, which like I said is probably the most complicated aspect of it. I've got to load my data cartridge at the back here, so I'm going to flick this over to Ref Lola. It's a plain Swedish cockpit. And I'm going to go input, and don't ask me why, but the code to input is 9099. Shows up on the data pad there, and I'm going to press LSSQ KU to load it. Goes back to 0, and that loads my flight plan in. Switch that back. So have a look at my knee board. There's all my flight plan. I've got 10 waypoints. Oh, looks like I've actually one too many. This is actually my target waypoint, my waypoint 9, not my landing base. That's my landing base there, so it looks like it's pushed it off, which is funny. But yeah, I'm going to quickly jump into the radios here. So if I look here, I've got Beslan is number 20. So if I check the radio down here, well, it's on air to ground, which is good, and number 20 already, so it's already preset. Excellent. So I can actually come up here to ATC and load that. Alright, so I do need to zero this out, my backup altimeter, and that's one's already 0. Alright, clear for startup, so now we are good to go. I've got to get this throttle out of the detent. There's a little switch. Usually click that, it's not. I'll just press the keybind. And hold the start switch for a few seconds. Here it's spooling up in the background. Alright, continuing along. What next? Oxygen. Let's whack that on. Got no countermeasures or ECM or anything. So I'm just going to have to keep alert. It's my only defense. Alright, engine's coming up now. 3-stage afterburner in this. It's I love the power behind it. Alright, let's close the canopy. And we're going to whack this to nav master mode. And there's also a little button here to test everything. Hold that down. Good check. Alright, so we are pretty much right to go. Let's just request taxi, so it usually takes a while.
Request taxi to runway.
Now the weapon's set up. Once the yeah, it's already on plan. That's good. It's in the right setting, so I might actually, because like I said, waypoint 9 was my target waypoint. So let's set that up now before I do it in flight. So if I go to TACT, input and put 9 and then B9, which is my target waypoint. It's going to make that my target waypoint, and when I run in with the weapons it should be set up accordingly. Alright, that's my RWR, which is picking up something out there already. I do have an AWACS up there, we'll tune in him when we get in the air. But I think we are good to go. Doing one last check. I'm pretty happy with that, aren't I? Trim, we got to go down there about 3 degrees nose up, which it is. And yeah, let's get moving. I think he said clear to taxi, didn't he?
Hey, what are you doing?
Oh, sorry, ground crew.
Chief, turn off the ground power. Copy. Ground power.
There we go. And we may as well arm that now before I forget that. The ejection seat. Very easy to taxi this thing. And you got all those clicks and everything. So like the F-14, it's very cool sounds in the cockpit. You can hear the afterburners well. And alright, so ready to take off.
Infield 1-1. Request takeoff. Infield 1-1. Vazani, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 28.34.
Okay, let's get lined up and let's go. We do 2 stages of afterburner. And down here in kilometres, so this is going to be fun. I am Australian, so it shouldn't matter, but when it comes to planes, I'd rather it in miles per hour. 270 is my aiming to take off, so let's try and get up. Stored it a bit, but that's okay. Just keep it going. And once I get over 500 meters, then this should switch to the next waypoint, which will be B1, and then that's my range into the waypoint on that dial. There we go, B1. So I've got on the HUD all these lines here, which is my come off burner. That's why I'm a bit worried about my fuel actually. I haven't really judged it. Just gonna get my trim up a bit. Oh, look at this, beautiful. You miss being on the Caucasus, especially at low level. So I'm very slow. It's going to go 3-stage afterburner until I get my speed up where it's meant to be. I'm going to put this to low level so I can actually see the HUD and it doesn't disappear. And I've got to come fair way. Alright, yeah, it's going to be a reasonably long flight this one, so I'm going to be cutting along the way, that's for sure. But yeah, super simple really to get started and get flying. Even the deploying of these bombs isn't that complicated. You've got the... you can't actually take different loadouts, so I can't put Mavericks and those bombs on. I was hoping to be able to, well, not Mavericks, the RB75s, and I was hoping to use those, but you can only carry one loadout. You can't, what do you call it, go asymmetrical with the loadout. So bombs today, and I might use this on the next run and try out those RB75s. But yeah, that's the range in there. got a long way to go to the next waypoint, and I shall come back when we are pretty much getting into the valley before we head through over the border. But like I said, still a very good map. Alright, so I'm just starting to get into the mountains now, passing the little villages, and my waypoint's still up ahead of me. I've got a few waypoints just to guide me. I'm pretty much going to follow this river till I come out the other side. But yeah, like I said before at the start of the video, I don't know why, because this I haven't flown it because this really suits me. I hate being up high, and so does this plane, so I'm going to be flying a lot more of it, I think. I'm at the third waypoint there, B3, and that's the ranging. I'm about 9 miles out, so as soon as I get up to about this bend, I reckon it's going to switch to the next one automatically. If I've got fuel, I'd be doing an afterburner on the way back, because I do like doing afterburners through valleys. But yeah, I'll come back when I'm nearing the exit and heading in and setting up for the attack. Alright, so we're approaching the border, which is this red line, so as soon as I make the turn to the north. One thing I forgot to do, well I haven't got to do yet, is the QFE I've got to set for the target waypoint. Now the target waypoint is number 9, like I said, and just ignore the way I've got it there. It says landing base, landing time. That's actually the QFE 952.8 if you look at the one up above it. So I've got to set 952.8 on the dial here, so what was it? God, I got a bad memory. 952.8, okay. I just said it and then I forgot it straight away. So down here, 952, out there. If I don't do that, my queuing on the HUD's going to be off. So the border, have I passed it yet? Just about to. So yeah, I'm going to keep low. I'm going to come out through this valley here over the water and head off my waypoint, like I said, out to the side here. Alright, so I've got my waypoint 7 off to my right here. So I'm just keeping through the river, and there's the main towns outside the valley, which I don't really want to fly over, but alright, so there's the spikes coming up, so I've got to keep low. Of those SAM sites, and so you can see the ranging queue here, so that's this line as it goes towards the middle, like squeezes into this center line, is the range of the waypoint. That's the HUD visual queue, and I also have that heading to the target waypoint, where I pretty much just hold my weapons cover and just look at the symbology of when and where to drop the bombs, and hopefully I'll be reasonably lined up the way I set these waypoints up. So I've got this one turn, and then I head into waypoint 8, and then do the final turn in onto the runway. So you can see that line about to disappear up the top, and I'll be turning left. There it is, so let's go left now. It's all going to happen pretty quickly. And when that changes from B8, the next one should change to M for my target waypoint, so if I've set that up properly. There it is there. Let's turn in, and that should be the runway up ahead of me. I want to get a bit of height so I can actually line it up. It's like I've got a couple of jets up the top, which worries me. Uh-oh. We gotta get in. Full afterburner. Okay, I see the runway. See the strip that I want to hit. Okay, I'm going to hold the safety cover up. There's the big one's the end point, the small one's the middle point, and weapon release and off. Oh, good hits. Very good hits. Now I'm buggering off out of here before I get shot up the backside. Where's those planes? Oof. That's my target home. My waypoint home. Let's get low. I think I'll go through that same valley. I don't know what these chimes and bips mean. That's one thing I don't know. I just know it's not good. That's not good news. We are outbound. Oh boy. Woo. Let's get back over the border. Oh, this is a hell of a thrill. Oh, baby. Alright, I think that's my valley right there. Come off fuel now, I think. Oof. Still worried about those planes in the air. Alright, let's get the safety of these mountains. Well, that worked brilliantly. Whew. Alright, so back to base. Unless something's chasing me, I'm still a bit nervous. But that's the Viggen. That's the Viggen all over right there. Yeah, you've got a variety of different weapons. I'll do some anti-shipping soon. And like I said, the RB75 is the MAV equivalent. Not sure if this is the valley I was after, but this is the valley I've got. And yeah, I'll come back hopefully when I'm out the valley and heading back to base. Alright, so we are out the valley and heading back to Beslan, taking a bit of the sights just to the north of it. Just gotta pick out which airfield it is. Always got the 3 airfields in this one. Let's take the autopilot off and see if I can't land this. I don't usually like using the auto stuff on landing, like doing it manually, but I think I'll just try it for funsies. The auto throttle there, which controls your descent. I'll change the HUD now to landing. There's 2 landings there. Oh, I've forgotten already which one's which. Alright, waypoint 01. Landing. It's kind of a cool HUD system, really. I like the landing one as well. Where's it taking me? I'm gonna follow its waypoint though. Maybe I should have just left on nav until I was there. There we go. That's better. Alright, so that's not the strip, that's the strip up there. So let's say I'm running in on that one. I won't bother doing a full circuit. So let's go landing. Yes, that last full one, landing on the dial. Alright, so I'm going to get set up now. I'm going to whack this auto throttle down, which sets it up to 550 speed. And I'm going to whack that air landing gear down now, coming out very high. Once that landing goes down, that's going to keep 330, I do believe. And that's going to control my descent. You can see the speed coming down now. Landing gear down. And now I just keep my velocity vector in line with that dot with the 310 line there, 300 coming down. Now, so I've got to just time it. And if I had it on not auto throttle, I'd be able to work it a bit better, but I'm going to try and get my velocity vector on the end of that runway, matching with, and my throttle is just going up and down. Let's get a bit of trim actually. You see it throttling up. I'm not touching the throttle at the moment, it's just doing it all for me. Oh, got to arm this. That's my reverse thrust. got a little burst of speed and then it goes down too much, so it's not the most accurate. And then that's going to convert. I've got to keep my nose velocity vector above that and reverse thrust. Hopefully I pull up. Oh jeez. Get some braking on. Whoa, let's not do much. Yeah, it pulls up pretty quick. I didn't really need that much braking. Yeah, I was a bit over on it. Just to be sure. Didn't want to end up ruining a good mission, because that worked very well. I've done a few instant action missions with it in the past, but that's my first real mission since I've been just playing around with it. So let's just come to the stop, whack that off. I should have come to the stop on the runway, but alright, let's just get off the runway, taxi to the bay here, and yeah, I'll leave it there. Like I said, it's going real cheap right now, so if anyone wants the Viggen, definitely worth looking into, because even though I haven't played it too much myself, that is a mistake on my part, that's for sure. Is that a hangar there? Doesn't look like one I'm going to get stuck in there. Let's pull it up here. Oh jeez, those brakes are really good. Let's open the canopy. There we go. And yeah, I hope that was enjoyable. I had a lot of fun. What a cool plane.